All right, everybody. It is Drew, Traveler of the Burning Abyss, doing his first OG M-Cole 40 car cam here. Just got out of work. I've been messaging some people, friends, other players that I know about the ban list that happened, and I apologize that I'm not making eye contact with everyone, but I feel that I should at least be watching the road, even though my drive home from work is all of about 6 minutes. But I wanted to talk about the ban list because, what a list we got. What a fucking list. This is something that I've been waiting for a while. I'm gonna address some of the cards. Now, I'm not gonna go like overly tech savvy here, and I'm not gonna like put cards on the screen. If you're playing the game, you know the cards I'm talking about. I don't think I need to go that in depth with anything here. But for me, I think that 3 out of the 4 ban cards were fully justified. So I think Scythe, Barrier Statue, and Kit Kalos were all things that are more than deserving of a ban. The Scythe hit, I was kind of like, that's a little odd that we're doing it this far along in the game. But I'm not going to shit on it, because like Scythe is gone at least. Like it took us a while, but it's gone. The Wind Barrier Statue, I think everyone kind of knew that was going to be a thing. Let's be realistic. The Wind Barrier Statue was kind of a needed ban, not just for Flu, but also for Kashtira, because I think it's the Raid Raptor, rank 7 XYZ that you can make in Kashtira that lets you just summon it. So that getting banned was probably for the better. The Kit Kalos ban, let's be realistic, tier needed to be smacked around, and Kit Kalos was not the only thing that was hit. We had all of the Ishizu stuff go to 1, so that would be Mudora, Kelbeck, Agito, and Keldo. All of those went from 3 to 1 each, which, like, that's awesome. That's really good. It does kind of hit some stuff. I've watched a lot of people's ban list reactions already, and it does hit Naturia, which kind of sucks, because like Naturia is a cool deck, but you can still play it without those cards. Obviously, there's the runic variation, there's like a pure variation. Like, you don't have to sit there and play the Ishizu cards in that list. So that's whatever. But the Sheeran Merly Havness limit, holy crap, that was such a necessary hit as a whole. I think that everyone who is not playing tier or has wanted tier hit is going to be exceptionally happy about that, and deservedly so, because like the deck is just too good. Like, it really is too good, and you can tell that Konami is starting to get into the mindset of, hey, we have a new deck that's stronger coming out, so we're going to ban the old decks that have been dominating. And on top of that, it's not just that. Let's be realistic. Tier Limit was hands down the best deck that this game has ever seen. Hands down. I've been playing this game since the start. I've been playing since Legend of Blue Eyes. I have never seen a deck that plays like Tier Limit, which is why I have not been playing the game as much lately, if at all, because I just don't like enjoy the playstyle of it. It's not something that I enjoy. And I know everyone's like, oh, well, you know, Kashtira is going to come in and lock you out of your zone, so it's not going to be fun in that respect. Kashtira is a lot more easily broken than Tier Limit was. So for being like realistic, and I'm just going to adjust my camera here, I feel like I'm slanting. Realistically, you're going to be able to break boards a lot more easily against Tier Limit than you were against, against Kashtira than you were against Tier Limit. So, like, I'm not gonna talk about the cards that went to 3. I'm not gonna talk about those because, let's be realistic, they don't really matter. The only other, I'm not even gonna talk about Ancient Fairy Dragon because, like, who cares? It has an errata. Cool, it's going to 1, whatever. It doesn't make a difference to me. The owner of my locals, him and I were texting earlier about the ban list, and he's like, dude, I'm gonna play Dragoonity, and I'm like, hey, that's cool. He's shout outs to Art. If you guys know anything about Imperial Gaming and Collectibles in Connecticut, you guys know what's up. Art is the coolest dude ever. But yeah, like, Ancient Fairy going to 1, cool, like, that's nice. But like, the only thing that I don't agree with was the Sprite Elf ban. It is a biased opinion somewhat, but at the same time, they could have done other stuff. Like, that's just my personal opinion. There's a lot more that you could have done to Sprite, but I mean, if I'm being honest, Sprite didn't need to get hit. Why did we have to hit Sprite? Sprite was fine. It wasn't toxic. It wasn't meta dominating. Sprite was actually, it was probably the best, and I don't want to call it a rogue deck because it's technically not a rogue deck, but it was, in fact, the best rogue deck. Let's be honest. It was the best rogue deck. So that was kind of upsetting and disappointing, but I think other than that, the list was what it should have been, which is good. Your OTS stuff that just got reprinted has effectively become pennies. That's a big thing. The tier limit players are absolutely outraged, and it is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Now, if anyone's wondering why I'm staring at the camera now, I'm home already. It actually only took me 6 minutes to get home, which is pretty crazy. But so tier limit players are up in arms. I've seen some YouTubers. I will not name any names because I just don't roll that way. That's not what I do. But there are some tier limit players who are very upset. And they're like, well, why can't we play our deck for a longer amount of time? Your deck has been out for more than 3 months. Stop saying it didn't need to get hit, because it did need to get hit. The excuse of the mirror match being one of the most skillful mirror matches in the history of the game, the only argument that's valid towards that is that if you are playing the mirror match, if you're playing any other deck, you get blown out by the best deck. How does that seem? The game is Yu-Gi-Oh! The game is not tier limit. Let's be honest. If you are truly that butthurt about your deck getting hit, I'm sorry that you're that much of a sore loser for getting all your hit shit on the ban list. But like, I don't feel bad. I really don't feel bad. The hits were necessary. They were needed. The deck got put in check. Kashtira will be the best deck technically, but keep in mind there are a bunch of other decks that you can play this upcoming format that are extremely valid and can compete completely against Kashtira. Don't count a lot of your stuff out because you will be surprised by the stuff you can play. I'll throw out some deck types and choices that you can make. We'll start with one of my personal favorites, Sword Soul. Sword Soul is a big thing. You could still play that. And let me just say this too before I name anything else. You can still play tier. It still functions. It's not as good as it was, but it still functions. Just not like it used to. But you can play Sword Soul. Very valid deck. You can play with the new Gishki stuff and combo it with Sprite, or you can combo it with Mermail. That is another thing you can do. You can combo it with Mermail, which is absolutely nutty, so keep that in mind. Everyone knows I love Mermail now, but everyone's already known that. So Sword Soul, you could play Sprite with the Gishki stuff, or the Runic stuff. That's another option. Nothing from Runic got touched, so you can play that. Branded Despia with the Bestial stuff, still fully legal. Maybe not as good because tier got smacked around so hard, but it's still playable. The Bestial engine I'm talking about. The branded stuff, obviously, that didn't get touched at all. That's fine. You just have to worry about whether or not you're going to brick or whether you're going to draw well. You can still technically play Fluanderies. You just can't lock your opponent out of special summoning other than wins because Barrier Statue's gone. Yeah, I mean, you can play that. There was some other stuff I was thinking of too. Rika is another deck that's playable. I actually just sold my Rika stuff yesterday because I didn't really enjoy it that much. Like, it's good, but I think there's other stuff that I would rather play. There's a bunch of other decks that I'm thinking of. I was thinking about this at work, and I put together a list, but I don't honestly remember everything put on the list. Oh, Labyrinth. Let's talk about that. Labyrinth is a deck that's more than valid and viable now. It got I think it's the Big Welcome Labyrinth, the new trap in Photon Hypernova. So that's a thing. We can't count that out because that's definitely something that makes a difference. So I think if the format goes the way I personally think it's going to go, this format is going to be significantly slower than the format that we're ending right now. So keep in mind, this ban list goes into effect on February 13th. Today is the 6th, so that's a week from today. So next Monday, I believe the YCS in Lyon, however you say it. I'm from the States. I don't know European shit. But I'm pretty sure that's this upcoming weekend, I think. Vegas too, maybe. I don't remember. I haven't been keeping up with anything since tier has been like relevant pretty much. So I think that's kind of important to note, is that we're going to go from a format where we're milling so many cards and the games are having so many huge chain links to now it's going to be like maybe chain link 3 tops. It could be more depending on the board state and game state, but I think that it's going to be a lot slower of a format, which for some people is great. Some people really like that. I like it. Honestly, now that all the Ishizu stuff has gone to 1, maybe Burning Abyss makes a comeback on the channel. I don't know. Maybe. No guarantees. No, I never make any guarantees because I don't know what I'm going to want to film and what I'm going to want to post. But basically, since I just got home and I'm sitting in my car in my driveway, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to figure out what deck I want to play other than Sword Soul, because right now Sword Soul is top of my radar for the decks that I want to play, because I can go second, play a bunch of board breakers, and that's just fun for me. Also, forgot about this deck. How did I not mention it? This is like huge. Tri-Brigade Lyrilusk. Hello? Harpy's Featherstorm, the trap, is still at 3, and you could play Trap Trick. You could all this other stuff, ways to get to it. I think Thrust lets you set it on your first turn, right? Triple Tactics Thrust. That deck's going to be scary. That deck's going to be real good. If you want another deck that can compete, Tri-Brigade Lyrilusk. That's a pretty good option. So yeah, the game is about to take a big shift. It's going to shift in a completely different direction, and I hope everybody's ready because it's going to be a wild ride. Cash tier is going to top a bunch of stuff, but I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a big difference in the metagame, and I hope everyone's excited as I am. So shout out to everyone who posted a banlist reaction video. Mine really isn't a reaction video. Mine is it's kind of just a discussion. I wouldn't call it a reaction. I reacted when I saw the list. My friend who works with me, literally 10 feet away from me, his name's Phil. Shout out to Phil. He's like, oh, that new ban list seems kind of crazy. And I'm like, oh, the Master Duel one? Like, yeah, Master Duel one seems kind of crazy, whatever. And he goes, no, for the TCG. And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, there's a ban list. So I hopped on Facebook real quick, and I was like, oh, I'm like, there is a ban list, and I was shocked. Let me tell you, I was completely shocked. But yeah, shout outs to everyone who made a video and did their little face. Like, you guys are having fun with your monetization for your crazy reactions. But yeah, hopefully everybody likes this ban list as much as I do. I think it's a great ban list. I think it's fantastic. If you do enjoy the ban list that came out, make sure you go ahead and you give this video a thumbs up. You smash that subscribe button and you turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload more cool and awesome content like the video you just watched. And if you guys want to see more videos of me like just talking about shit, let me know, because I'll do this. This is easy for me. I can do this all day. I could make a 45-minute video of me talking, but I think 15 is around the max that people want to hear me talk anyways. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. You guys know the drill already. And for right now, this is Drew, Traveler of the Burning Abyss, signing out.